Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back in Daytona. We've got the Daytona 500 here under the lights. It was originally scheduled to take place Sunday afternoon. It is now Monday night. If you remember from the duels, it was windy, it was chilly. The truck race, that was Thursday night. The truck race was Friday night. The conditions were a little better. It wasn't as windy. It was still pretty chilly. It was a little warmer than the duels. Saturday afternoon was beautiful, pretty mild. I think it was like 65 and sunny, like 5 mile an hour winds, a nice little breeze. But Saturday night, something wicked rolled in. The ARCA race. Good thing it ended when it did, because there was a lot of rain, a lot of big thunderstorms rolled through. I think it was like 25, 30 mile an hour winds the ARCA guys had to race through. As soon as that race finished, it poured and it rained on and off all day yesterday. There's a lot of the grass right there in front of you is pretty muddy. The backstretch is pretty muddy. Um, yeah, but the track is cooled off. A lot of rains, like I said yesterday. It is now Monday night. We are found a window. The weather is calmed down now. If you go ahead and look here, let's see. Yeah, it's 13 mile an hour winds, up to 62 degrees. It was in the 40s and 50s yesterday, raining on and off, thunderstorming. But we are here. It is Monday night, and we'll give you a recap of the weekend and the winners, and give you the starting lineup. And yeah, we will get this Daytona 500 and the 2005 kicked off for you guys. So first off here, we're going to show you the guys who did not qualify. The 14 car, the 66, the 49, the 01, the 7, the 50, the 89, the 27, the 4, the 78, the 23, and the 07. So yeah, Jason Keller in the 14, he went home. Ricky Craven in the 07. He failed to qualify. The 7 of Dave Blaney. The 01, I believe Jack Sprague is driving that car. The 49 of Ken Schrader. He failed to qualify. The 66 of David Stremme did not make the race. The 23 of Brett Bodine did not make the race. Randy LaJoy in the 78 did not make the race. The 4 did not. Kirk Shemberdine and Morgan Shepherd all failed to qualify for the Daytona 500. But the cars to take their place. Um, and we got Rusty Wallace in the 91. Um, yeah, we'll touch on Casey Kane there in a minute. There's Daryl Waltrip. We got the 09 there of Jimmy Spencer. Um, there's a 39 of Ted Musgrave. He put it in on speed. There's Joe Nemechek in the 44. There's Jason Leffler in the 84. We'll touch on that one later on today. But there's a lot of backup cars and a bunch of breaking stories and stuff that we will also get into. But before then, this was the finishes. The top left was Friday night at the truck race, finished under caution between John Wood and Chad Chaffin, the 50 versus the 18. John Wood did end up winning by 1/1000th of a second over Chad Chaffin. There was a caution with 4 to go. The race was unable to get restarted, and John Wood beat him back to the line to win the race. And your top right, Saturday afternoon, Kevin Harvick did beat Martin Truex Jr. by half a car length. And in the bottom left, Saturday night, Frank Kimmel beat Bobby Gerhart in the ARCA race over David Reagan finished third. And in the 54, there was Michael Waltrip. Fun fact. But we are back here, and we'll also get the starting lineup. There's also a few guys. Travis Kvapil lost an engine in qualifying. There was a driver change with Jason Leffler. And I believe Michael Waltrip also lost an engine in final practice. So they will all be moved at the back. Now, you're probably, if you're following along, you're probably saying, like, hey, why is Jason Leffler in the 84? I thought Casey Kane was in the 84. Well, if you remember from Duel 2, we talked about Duel 1, where Terry Labonte was involved in a violent crash. One of the roll cage bars actually snapped, hit him in the side in his arm, and he actually ended up breaking a rib, or cracked a rib and broke his arm. And so Jason Leffler's hopped aboard the 84, and Hendrick Motorsports has actually made the switch to put Casey Kane in the 5 car. Now, Kane had under sponsorship for CarQuest to drive the 84 car, and that 5 car was under sponsorship from Kellogg's and Tony the Tiger and everything. So they've put both cars on it. It's a brand new design for this season, and Casey Kane is expected to drive that car full time. Hendrick has told Terry Labonte not to rush. They will have this 44 car or the 84 car ready for him whenever he comes back. It was speculated and rumored that this was going to be Terry Labonte's final full-time season, but we'll have to see. But we're wishing Terry Labonte a speedy recovery. He's expected to miss the first probably 3 to 4 races. But with that update, we'll get the drivers.
To your cars.
He beat me to it. The drivers are being called to their cars. A lot of them are in sweatshirts and hoodies, trying to get warm on this Monday night, Monday evening. And yeah, the anticipation is growing. This is going to be the biggest race of the 2005 season now, no longer 2004. But yeah, we're moments away from the command of fire engines. These guys are getting strapped in. Media is clearing pit road. We're going to send it down for the command of fire engines to begin the 2005 season.
Drivers, start your engines!
There's the command of fire engines. We have 50 laps around Daytona International Speedway. I believe that's what it's called. There goes the cars. They're beginning to roll off. You'll see the 84 there, the 00 to 33. They're going to work their way to the back. Track position is going to be key here tonight. Remember, Elliott Sadler last season got caught up in a wreck, was one of the fastest cars, had to drop to the back because he was involved in a wreck and was unable to get his track position back. But let's get your starting lineup here. Row 1 on pole, Greg Biffle, and that new Subway colors. To his outside, Jimmy Johnson. Row 2, Dale Jarrett to his inside, Casey Atwood. Starting 5th, your Talladega Fall winner and dual winner, Jeremy Mayfield. To his outside, his teammate, Bill Elliott. Row 4, we got Jeff Burton, Tony Stewart. Row 5, Kevin Harvick and Ward Burton. Brand new there to RCR. I don't know if... They did not. So they're going to try and work their way backwards there, maybe. Well, I guess... I don't know. Let's see if we can try it again here. Okay, that's the wrong button. Wrong button again. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna work exactly, but so yeah, didn't get the proper starting lineup here. Hopefully this doesn't cause a wreck. But see where your favorite driver's starting for the 2005 Daytona 500. Maybe pick out your favorite paint scheme. He's got a lot of fast cars back here. They're caught up in wrecks in the duel. But yeah, we'll have to see how this race goes. Hopefully we don't get a black flag either for not being out of position. But anyways, pace cars make that left-hand turn. Greg Biffle is going to lead us to green, and we are green from the Daytona 500. Nope. It'll be clear. Anyways. As Biffle leads the first half lap, he's got a couple dodges side by side in his rear view mirror. Really hoping that the drivers who were unable to get to the back don't get a black flag. So here comes Jeremy Mayfield. He's looking to get a bonus point to start this season. And there goes Leffler. They're all going to get black flags. Dang it. Well, it's like starting for the back anyways, I suppose. They're just going to lose a draft. They're going to have to hope for an early yellow. This might work out, though, because if they wreck... I mean, these guys are super racy. They're nearly 4 wide already. In the Daytona 500, this usually happens, you know, when it gets rained out. These guys are super racy, looking super dicey, as Mayfield did lead that first lap. There goes Tony Stewart looking up the inside, help from Ward Burton. We got Ryan Newman, last year's Daytona 500, tucked in third car on the inside. This will be really interesting to see how everything cycles. Remember in the shootout, the outside line cycled, and eventually was ended up pretty quick, and they look pretty quick right now. There goes Mayfield. Biffle maybe looking to make it 4 wide. I think it's a little too soon. Banging doors with his teammate. He's still trying to make it work. They're 4 wide for like third. He's still trying to get to the inside of Mayfield. And he's able to tuck in for now. I don't know if I like that move. I think it's a little too soon to be making that move as Ward Burton goes to the lead in his brand new ride. I'll have to see how everybody cycles there. We got these two working together. And they're 4 wide basically for last back there. Ryan Newman, he's familiar with leading here in Daytona. There goes Michael Waltrip. He's going to drop down to the inside, pay his penalty. That is Jeff Green racing for Haas this season. He's looking to the inside. Couple Chip Ganassi cars lined up behind him. As this pack is 3 by 3 by 3 by 3 all the way through the field. Usually in the daytime, it's hot, it's slick. The outside line doesn't really work as well. It's, there's not a lot of grip. You need to run the inside line, be single file. These cars are a handful. They're, next to impossible to drive. But when it's cooled off like this, the rain has come, it has wiped the rubber away, there is a lot of grip, it is cool. You're able to run 3 wide like this and have a ton of grip. As we got Sterling Marlin, Jeremy Mayfield, couple dodges up front. Mayfield will lead yet another lap. Looks like here comes Darrell Waltrip, he's going to blend. Travis Koppel, Jason Leffler. NASCAR is going to have a competition caution at lap 10. So these teams can look at the tire wear and figure it out. Since the rains came yesterday, we were unable to run the 500. As Jamie McMurray goes to the lead, being followed by none other than Joe Nemechek. He's now full-time in the Busch Series, running for his own team. Partnerships there with Hendrick Motorsports. We got a couple dodges here leading up front. Mayfield's going to lead yet another lap, about a half a car length over Jamie McMurray. As Nemechek's going to look to the inside now. That's where it pays off to have a fast car. That's why you get caught in the back. You see like Junior back there, Casey Kane. Jeff Gordon actually ended up making his way up to the front. Bobby Labonte, Coy Gibbs working their way up on the inside down there. Mark Martin, he's in a backup car. He's going to go to the lead, help from Gordon. Remember, these guys worked really, really well in the Daytona shootout. A lot of fast cars lined up on the bottom. Coming up off of 4, Mark Martin's going to take the lead with ease. Elliott Sadler slides up. Rusty Wallace is going to take him 4 wide. Nemechek and Jeremy Mayfield. Come on, boys. We just got to survive to lap 10. Look out. Rusty Wallace part-time in that 91 Evernham Dodge. Elliott Sadler and Joe Nemechek are in an Evernham sandwich. Can Sadler clear Nemechek? He does for now. And Sadler's looking for the lead. That was an extremely aggressive move. Everybody survives. Everyone is able to... Oh boy, everyone is able to survive for now. But as you see... Just like in the shootout, Jeff Gordon and Mark Martin are lined up on the outside line, but Rusty Wallace and Coy Gibbs are working really well on the bottom. Rusty Wallace leading in Daytona. He's going to slide up to the middle lane here. Gordon is still up top. Remember in the shootout, that 24 car was fast, especially with that 6 paired up behind him. But here comes rookie Coy Gibbs, driving for his dad, Joe Gibbs Racing, in that number 11 with a brand new FedEx sponsorship. Now he's going to slide up to the middle lane like Rusty Wallace. That's going to allow Kurt Busch to make a move up into the lead. Kenny Wallace is in his new ride, and Mark Martin, I think, got taken 4 wide. We got 2 laps to go till the competition caution, guys. We just gotta survive. Elliott Sadler, Mark Martin, it's gonna get super tight. They're 4 wide, 2 rows deep. That ain't gonna work, boys. We need a competition caution now. Oh, they're touching. Jack Sprague goes to third. They're 4 wide, 3 rows deep. We just gotta make sure not to call the yellow too late here, but the yellow will be this lap. Can they survive? And then once the yellow comes out, are they going to be able to check up in time so they don't wreck each other? They're still 4 wide. Sadler and Wallace banging doors. The yellow flag is out, this time by Bobby Labonte, cycles to the lead. Coming off 4. Jimmy Spencer's cycled up front. They survive for now. Busch gets second. Sadler and Sprague come together. They're still coming together. This is another challenge right here. Just getting slowed down. There they go. Biffle gets turned. Mayfield around. Casey Kane. Buckshot Jones goes around. I think Mark Martin got a piece of the wall. Oh, man, that's what I was talking about. But hopefully with the slower speeds, I think everyone survives with minimal damage. That was a thing of beauty. Casey Kane looks to be not have a lot of damage, if not if any. But this will allow everybody else to kind of catch back up. There's Robbie Gordon in the blue deuce and his new colors. Rookie Carl Edwards. There's our pole sitter, Greg Biffle. Everybody seems to be okay damage-wise. Tony Stewart, nope. I thought he had a little front end damage. Everything looks okay. Let's go see, well, we know how this wreck happened, but let's go see exactly what happened. So here we go. You're going to see Rusty Wallace, Mark Martin right in there, Sadler. Biffle is the first one to get turned. I'm not sure. I mean, it looks like Biffle and Mayfield, they may just ran out of room. And everyone back here just kind of checking out. Like Park got into Kenseth, and then Buckshot Jones probably got the most damage out of anybody. You see the 10 and the 38. Yeah, he's kind of ran out of room right there. Nemechek grabbing a piece of Jones, but they all seem to survive and continue with minimal damage. Looks like there was a few cars coming down pit road. Taking on tires, seeing what the wear is like. Putting in some fuel. Quapple, Kane. There's Steve Park, Jeff Burton, Ricky Rudd, Jimmy Spencer, Ward Burton, Tony Stewart, Jack Sprague, Coy Gibbs, Bobby Labonte. But, yeah, well, we will get this caution. Now we'll get this caution done here for you guys. We'll jump to live and we'll get this thing restarted. So yeah, with the timing of the spin and everything else, NASCAR wanted to make sure all that mud and dirt was picked up off the racetrack. So we had to go an extra lap. But we will be restarted with 38 laps to go. Should be maybe one more pit stop. I'm not exactly sure. But all these guys are going to be single file here. And Kurt Busch is the control car. Pace car's on pit road. Green flag drops, and we are on our way back. Underway in the 2005 Daytona 500. as these race cars thunder off turn 4. The pack is accordioning back together. Kurt Busch will remain in the lead. Kenny Wallace, actually, goes into second. Mayfield and Biffle. Outside of them is Buckshot Jones. One thing that'll be really interesting as this pack kind of forms back up, because they started single file, it'll be interesting. Here's Junior's looking to the inside of Harvick and Wallace. They're able to get back 3 wide instead of 4 wide. But it'll be interesting with the speed and everything. If somebody says, like, back here, like, Casey Kane, Steve Park, have they lost the draft? Jimmy Spencer, like, these guys, they're going to have to get on it and get in the draft and work their way forward. Oh, Casey Atwood nearly got into Michael Waltrip there. Not sure what happened there. There's rookie Carl Edwards. These cars are all over the place. Driving wicked and out of control. I'm not sure if that's the wind or the breeze doing that. But anyways, Kurt Busch still leads. We'll have to keep an eye on Casey Kane and Park to see if they can hang on to the draft. Yeah, these cars are changing lanes and driving all over the place. Hopefully it doesn't spark another wreck. There goes Wallace. He's looking to the outside. Whoa! Jeff Gordon way down to the inside on the apron. Gonna clip the grass, come back up. Everyone's got to give him space. He's got to come up like that so he doesn't clip the grass and wreck. What happened here? Looks like you were 4 wide and not quite clear of Jarrett. But he saved it. Everyone survives, and we move on. As now Jamie McMurray's trying to get another crack at the lead with help from his teammate, Sterling Marlin. These guys' Dodges are working well together. 35 laps to go in the 500. Ooh, Robbie Gordon's getting caught in a tight spot. Marlin nearly clears, nearly a wreck. That would have been a huge crash coming off 2, but Marlin, he's not done yet. He's looking for the lead. Quick update. Kane and Park, looks like they have lost the draft, and these 4 cars are going to have to work together to get back up. Nemechek and Michael Waltrip, see if your final favorite driver is back here in this hornet's nest. I mean, absolutely crazy racing. There's Dale Jarrett, couple of Yates cars lined up on the inside behind Mark Martin. Kevin Harvick got loose off of 4, nearly 4 wide, and Corey Gibbs, Newman, Harvick, they crash in the tri-oval. I believe Matt Kenseth got a piece. Joe Nemechek, horrible contact. There was a nearly RCR 3-car pileup down there if Coy Gibbs and Harvick didn't make more contact. Nemechek, that car is destroyed. We'll catch back up here with the battle back to the line. We got a couple Hendrick teammates with Haas leading, and they're all chasing that Yates car. Sterling Marlin, and that handling of that race car seems to be going away. He's having a really tough time trying to keep it in line. But here comes your 2003 champion, Jimmy Johnson, looking up the inside, help from Gordon. Johnson's going to lead back to the line. Gordon's going to get second. And hopefully these guys can get slowed down without running each other over. I see Coy Gibbs, he's smoking, dropping oil all over the racetrack. That car is destroyed. Nemechek the same. Harvick does have damage. I believe Kenseth also got a piece. Let's go see if we can dissect and see what happened. I saw Harvick get loose off 4. So here we are in the middle of 3 and 4. I'm not sure if he got loose or maybe he wanted to go 4 wide and then just contact with the 11. The 11, I don't think was expecting it. And then just basically just stuck in the fence. There was a contact from the 17 and pow! And then right there, when the 11 ricochets off the wall, that actually ends up saving the 31 and the 33. I thought they were going to torpedo the 29. Okay, let's go aboard Travis Kvapil here, chasing his teammate, Ward Burton. Ooh. He started slowing down, and like I said, like just the right there. That was nearly a bad one. Alrighty, we are back under yellow here. All these guys just pitted. Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon, all these guys here. They're coming out of the pits. Look out! Carl Edwards. What the heck? Coming out of the pits here. Oh, we got Greg Biffle around. Kyle Petty. What is happening? Why? Kyle Petty up in the air. Why? I think it was somebody was smoking down here. Kyle Petty's car is destroyed. Yeah, he had like Carl Edwards, Elliott Sadler. Here comes Biffle, Casey Atwood. Biffle makes contact there, gets spun, tagged by Sterling Marlin. That's a shame. That 40 car was fast. And then Kyle Petty just drives back up onto the track. Everyone scatters. I don't understand why that happened. Sterling Marlin, Kyle Petty. Man, and Greg Biffle's now got damage? Why? There goes Kevin Harvick trying to catch back up. Looks like that car is repaired enough. Ryan Newman, remember he had damage in that wreck. We'll kind of cycle here, pick out your favorite driver and where they were running, and if they were caught up in that crash down the backstretch. But, yeah, we'll have to get an update and see what happened there. Maybe there's just miscommunication, but next time by will be 30 laps to go. We'll probably get restarted around 28, 29 to go. That's a shame. As you see, the 40 and the 43 both are out of the race because of that wreck down the backstretch. As we will get restarted with 29 laps to go. Nemechek, Coy Gibbs, Kyle Petty, and Sterling Marlin are all out of this race. Alrighty, there goes the pace car. Is going to make that left-hand turn. Got Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon leading, followed by Dale Jarrett and Jeremy Mayfield. As they stomp on the gas, and we are racing once again from the 2005 Daytona 500. Gordon right there makes a move, kind of surprising, gets down in front of Mayfield. The front six kind of break away. See Greg Biffle there really struggling with that damage. Hopefully he can get down and out of the way and get that thing fixed. See, there's just this major stack up right here because of Biffle. 92's got damage. Meanwhile, back up front, we got Mayfield and Bill Elliott battling out for the lead. Jeff Green goes up in between the two Hendrick teammates. Mayfield gets it back to the line first. Biffle comes down. And this has completely split this pack into multiple little groups. Meanwhile, back up front, Dale Jarrett, Kurt Busch, Carl Edwards are going for the lead on the inside. Rusty Wallace is there. About 11 cars are in this group. As we close in on halfway. See, Bill Elliott gets in front of his teammate. Dale Jarrett leads. Remember, he was the 2003 Daytona 500 champion. As this race continues, the attrition level will continue to go up. It's getting important to try and keep the fenders on that race car and keep the tempers cool. There's about a 15 car pack here. Tony Stewart's trying to make it 16. It looks like McMurray's, I don't know if he'll be able to make it 17, but he's certainly going to try. And here goes rookie Carl Edwards to the inside, help from veteran Rusty Wallace. Carl Edwards trying to lead lap 24 of the 500. It's going to be a drag race. All three lines are led by Fords, and it's going to be Dale Jarrett up top with that Roush Racing engine as Bill Elliott and Kurt Busch make contact. Oh, well, they're able to hang on for now. Bill Elliott's trying to find an avenue to the lead. Dale Jarrett says, get me out of here, and Rusty Wallace has an issue. Rusty Wallace has an issue. He just slammed on the brakes. That's going to check Jimmy Johnson, Leffler, and Robbie Gordon up. Luckily, there was not a crash for how hard they had to stomp on the brakes. But again, this will completely mix the running order up, and Rusty Wallace said he's a tire down. Jeff Gordon, Kurt Busch, Jeff Green, hard hit, Biffle, hard hit for Gordon. Bobby Labonte, I believe Dale Jr. also got a piece. Spencer, he's around. Cars scattered on the backstretch. That might be day ender for Mark Martin. As Jimmy Johnson, Robbie Gordon are still pedaling, trying to get the momentum up. They're going to lose a ton of spots and a bunch of track position, but Bill Elliott goes to the lead. And he will lead halfway by how much? About that much. Jeff Gordon, his quest to win the 2005 500 is done. Jeff Green's right side's torn to pieces. Rusty Wallace, remember he had that tire go down the backstretch. Mark Martin, his competitiveness for today is probably done. Let's go see if we can catch a replay here of what happened the last lap. Alrighty, yeah, we got Bill Elliott, Kurt Busch banging doors down the tri-oval. We got Kurt Busch and Mark Martin in the middle, and right here, Rusty Wallace has a tire go down, drifts in the corner, and these guys have to check up. Luckily, that was not a wreck. But now we've got Kurt Busch and Gordon. There's Jeff Green, Mark Martin. Gordon's up top. Mark Martin goes low. Kurt Busch is stuck in the middle. Carl Edwards moves up and kind of squeezes Busch into Jeff Gordon. Green clips Mark Martin, a horrible hit. Bobby Labonte, Dale Jr. hit Gordon. Kind of the same thing there with Harvick and Coy Gibbs are from earlier. Oh, what a shot. And then right there, Mark Martin kind of gets turtled. Gets beached. Yeah, right there. Oh. Luckily, that was not a harder hit for Mark Martin. Jeff Gordon hit a ton. One more time. Oh, man. Jeff Green and Gordon hit an absolute huge hit for both those guys. And there's Jimmy Spencer, Kurt Busch making more contact. Alrighty, we are getting ready to go back green here. We got Bill Elliott leading Dale Jarrett, Jeremy Mayfield, Carl Edwards, Dale Jr. He actually did end up staying out, even though he has damage on that 8 car. There's John Andretti, Tony Stewart, Sadler, McMurray, Jason Leffler, top 10. See where your favorite driver is currently running. There's Kurt Busch with the rear end shortened up on that thing. Kevin Harvick's going to try and work his way back up through the field. There's Greg Biffle getting his lap back. We'll have to see Rusty Wallace and Mark Martin to see if they can try and get their lap back here, but we're going to get restarted with just 21 laps to go. There goes the pace car. We're hoping for some green flag laps, green flag racing. And Bill Elliott's in control. And we are back green, rolling in Daytona. Decent launch for all of them there. Looks like the 6 and the 91 still have some power under the hood. 36 cars are still in this race. The 0 to 24 are the most recent retirees. They are both checked and released from the infield care center. They are both okay after those horrible, hard, ugly-looking hits. But John Andretti and Bill Davis looking up the inside, following Carl Edwards there. Mark Martin moves up in front of Junior. Carl Edwards moves up behind the 91, or the 19, sorry. They're all right there, Evernham. But there goes Dale Jarrett, the draft to Bill Elliott. It is 3-on-1, Evernham versus Robert Yates. So there goes Wallace and Bill Elliott trying to work on the high side there. Leffler and Edwards, followed by Jeff Burton. 20 laps to go this time by. Travis Kvapil, the rookie, has moved up from RCR. He's up in there now. John Andretti had a great year at Richard Petty Motorsports last season. He jumped over to the 22. He'll We'll have to see how him and his Dodge can fare in the remaining 19 and a half laps. As Leffler's going to the inside, help from Jeff Burton. That's a fast line. Dale Jarrett nearly turning Bill Elliott, but that 9 car is looking quick. I don't want to say nothing, but that when that 9 car is fast, usually it. You remember at Atlanta, 2003, should have won. Bobby Labonte came on strong, ended up beating him. Michigan was running second, blew an engine. He's looking for some good fortune here in the 2005 Daytona 500. As there goes Jeff Burton to the inside, followed by Tony Stewart. Dale Jarrett's caught in the middle. That's not where you want to be. He seems to be doing fine right now, as these guys are all tucked up on each other. There's so much grip in this racetrack right now. A couple Penske teammates are linking up on the bottom. Robbie Gordon and Casey Atwood, they're going to the middle on John Andretti. Casey Atwood said, I'm not comfortable doing that. You can go ahead and go over there. I'll go to your inside. 3 Evernham cars lined up on the top behind Leffler. And Jeff Burton, he's going to grab a lap lead. 18 to go. Time's ticking. "21 cars are in this lead pack. There goes Newman looking to the inside of rookie Carl Edwards. He's going to drop back down to the bottom. Yeah, with the row, Leffler getting down to the inside there. Not sure if Bill Elliott right there is trying to make it 4 wide. Leffler's able to grab the lead once again. Bill Elliott's in a great spot right here with his 2 other teammates lined up behind him. Here we come off of 4. Still 21 cars in his main group. It's like Andretti. Casey Atwood's trying to make a move on Andretti. Contact between the 99 and the 22. They are 4 wide. Andretti and Stewart right in front of Jarrett. I mean, right in his lap. There's enough grip in the track, though, to hang on. There goes Jeff Burton looking to the inside. Can Andretti and Tony Stewart hang on? Popple's going to the lead now, followed by the other Rookie of the Year, or Rookie of the Year candidate. They're squeezing up top. Casey Atwood, Quapple on the inside. That ain't going to work going into 3, boys. They make it work for now. Andretti and Stewart side by side still. Greg Biffle slow. Leffler to the inside. Stewart slams on the throttle, or the brake. Not the throttle. That's going to cut this pack in half. And the 16 is badly damaged. That's going to give the lead. Look at all these rookies up here. Biffle's trying to get down and out of the way. There's Darrell Waltrip. We haven't talked much about him. NASCAR was hoping they could see Biffle in a pack, see if that 16 car was fast. And they are not liking what they are seeing. And they're going to go ahead and post the 16 for failure to make minimum speed. So he's going to let this 42, the 17 by. Ward Burton's looking to try and get around. This time I will be 15 laps to go, as this pack is going to now try and condense back together. Jason Leffler with Hendrick Motorsports is currently leading. Remember, Ryan Newman was tore up. He's now running second. So we got, what, 7 cars in his first pack. We got 6 cars in this other pack. Trying to make it 7 with Mayfield. There's Darrell Waltrip. We got this other group. They're trying to draft. These guys are trying to draft back up. But we have not talked about Darrell Waltrip, the absolute legend of the sport, driving for his brother, Michael Waltrip Racing, followed by Rusty Wallace. This will most likely be Darrell Waltrip's last race in a Cup car. Ran full-time last season in the truck for his own team, trying to help kickstart Toyota, help that program down in trucks. It was a real struggle, a lot of frustration, but You can expect good things out of Toyota this season, and a lot of that thanks is going to have to go to Darrell Waltrip and the time and effort that they are putting into that program. But they put this together. Um, this will likely be Darrell Waltrip's last Daytona 500. Um, never say never, but this will likely be the retirement of Darrell Waltrip. But so thank you, DW, for everything, and hope to see him at the track, even if it's not in a race car. But they're going to have to work hard here because we're coming to 13 to go. They're going to have to draft and work their way back up towards this top 10, top 15 if they want a chance at this main pack, as Casey Atwood is now leading for Team Penske. And this front pack is actually pulling away from that second pack. It was 2.5, I believe, and now it's 2.6 seconds. 51.8. 51.9. And that second pack is pulling away from that third pack. Is now Ryan Newman. We know he's familiar with leading at the Daytona, but now they're going 4 wide. I feel like this is unneeded, not necessary, as Leffler is going to force 4 wide on Andretti and Newman. Quabble's going to lift. Jeff Burton's going to lift and pull down. Here comes Casey Mears. He knows what it's like to win a big race. He was last year's Southern 500 champion. Atwood will lead yet another lap. Sure, Penske's happy with that signing in the offseason. And now they're 3 wide back here in this second pack. They were able to close about a 10th. They're going to need to take more than just a 10th out of this lead. At this rate, it'll take them 25 laps to catch this main pack. And right here, with them drafting like this, single file, well, not anymore, but you want to be efficient. Get to about 5 laps to go, then you guys can race it out. Pull yourselves away from this second group. There goes Tony Stewart, Jimmy Johnson working on the inside right there. And then Rusty Wallace and all these guys are trying to work. They're trying to draft, catch back up. These guys are just trying to be efficient. They're trying to draft as if they can. Trying to catch a 52-0 to a 52-0 to a 51-6. Lost 4 tenths that last time by. Yeah, I think this first pack is what you want. They have just enough cars to be quick, but they got the right amount so they can be efficient. It's now Jason Leffler leads. You got Hendrick Motorsports up here. You got 2 Penske. You got an RCR. You got Bill Davis. You got Roush Racing. A lot of big name teams up towards the front here. .8 seconds. 3.1. Another 3 tenths down. Not what you're looking for if you're that second pack. A lot of it's just 3 wide action right here. You're slowing each other down, racing for 8th instead of trying to work your way up to the front. Next time by will be just 9 laps to go. Casey Mears looking up the inside. And Casey Kane has just had an abysmal race. He's looking for more out of this season. But there goes Leffler. Burton's going to go to the lead. Look at the speed in that 99 car. There goes Casey Atwood down there to help Burton. Burton's going to take the lead. 3.1. Another half a second that lap was taken away from that second pack. They are going to have to be super efficient, that second group. And them being 3 wide, like I said, is just not what you're looking for. Darrell Waltrip's up to 15th now. Jeff Burton's going to continue to lead here. He was your Bristol Night Race winner. Casey Atwood won a race last season. Remember, it was Michigan. Ryan Newman, Coke 600 winner and Daytona 500 champion. Bunch of winners up front. Burton will lead yet another lap. 8 to go this time by. 3.6. 3.9. Another 3/10 was taken away from this second pack. We got Robbie Gordon, Bill Elliott trying to bring Mayfield, trying to draft, trying to single file this second pack out, trying to draft to catch back up to the lead pack. These guys are 3 wide, but there's just enough cars to where they're efficient enough and they're able to work together. But with them being 3 by 3 like this, I don't know if that's quite efficient enough, and they're going to get stuck like this off of 4. Now that second pack is beginning to single file out. That might be enough for them to close a couple tenths, but they're running out of time. 7 to go. 3.9. They closed 4 tenths that lap. But again, they're going to need more than 4 tenths. As crazy as that sounds, they are 3.5 seconds back. And now they're starting to get double file and towards single file again, which will only add efficiency and allow them to pull away. And now these guys are kind of getting double file here, trying to get single filed out. But is it too little too late? Johnson makes a move to the inside of Rudd and Mayfield. Those Evernham cars are working really, really well together. Now these guys are still 3 wide. This second pack, we'll have to see if they can close with 6 to go. Burton's going to continue to lead. 3.5. 2 tenths. They're going to need more. Leffler's trying to make it 4 wide. Unable to. Slips. Casey Mears has to lift. But right here, if they continue doing this, right here, if they continue going 3, nearly 4 wide, this is going to take so much energy out of this first pack. Casey Atwood and Leffler up top. Burton's in the middle. Newman's on the bottom. John Andretti, Bill Davis, Chip Ganassis, Casey Mears. RCR's Travis Kvapil. This time by will be 5 laps to go. .3. 3.1. Yeah, they're gonna need to take more. I mean, at this rate, it's gonna need to be like a second a lap. I think that second pack, I don't know if they're gonna be able to get there in time. But can Ryan Newman go back-to-back Daytona 500 winner? Win the Daytona 500 back-to-back years. He's got Kvapil behind him, Burton and Andretti, Mears and Leffler up top. But Casey Atwood, if he can win, it'll be back-to-back for Penske. As there goes Burton, he's going to the inside. As now they're back to 3 wide in that second pack. Not what you're looking for. They are going to catch this group. I don't know if they will catch them, but they are catching is what I meant to say. 4 to go. 3.1. I wouldn't be surprised if they stretched out. They did. They pulled the 10th on the second group. I think that second group was like, all right, now we're going to battle for the top 7 here. Now, if a caution does come out, it most likely will end this race. Kvapil's going to the inside, trying to win the 500 as a rookie. Down the backstretch here. I don't know if the 41 or the 22 has the handling or the track position. So there goes Newman trying to put Burton in a Penske sandwich. See those 5 cars there. Yeah, there's 8 lap cars in front of this main group. 3 laps to go. If there was 10 to go, that might play a factor to where this second pack can maybe catch up. They close a couple tenths that lap. But I just think they're running out of time. I don't even know if this first pack will be able to catch that lap traffic. And if they do, will it play a factor? And they're going about nearly 7-ish seconds a lap quicker. There goes Kvapil to the inside. 2.5 laps to go. Andretti doesn't exactly go with him. 4 Dodges, 2 Chevrolets, 1 Ford. And they are all chasing that one Ford. There goes Newman to the inside. This time by will be 2 laps to go. The 92 is blowing up on the inside. I think he got to the apron before he put too much oil on the ground. Will this be the race? '21's down in the pit road with a tire issue. As they have now caught this lap traffic, NASCAR said they're going to let him race to the end. If something big happens, they'll throw the yellow. If not, they'll let him race. Koppel and Atwood caught up top behind Casey Kane. Leffler drops low. Burton's going to go high, trying to get a draft off Kevin Harvick. That ain't going to work. He's got to get low. Here comes Mears. They're 3 wide. Newman's got a huge lead. White flag is out. Final lap. One more time around. Can Newman go back to back? He's been in this position before. Casey Mears is going to have a huge run. 3 more lap cars after Spencer. Mark Martin. Ted Musgrave. Michael Waltrip. Casey Mears loses the handling of the car. He's got to chase it high behind his teammate. Michael Waltrip's down low. He's blocking Newman. That might be a little unintentional. Not sure. Mears is out of it. He's up top. Jeff Burton's looking for a way around. John Andretti's looking low. They're all chasing Ryan Newman. They're going to have one shot off of 4. Can Andretti and Leffler, can they work together to get Andretti up there? Dodge versus Dodge. I don't think a Chevrolet or Ford's going to have enough time. Can Andretti get there? Ryan Newman wins Daytona back-to-back years. What a drive from Newman. Was able to get through the lap traffic and was able to win the Daytona 500 in 2004 and yes, in 2005. John Andretti gets 2nd, Leffler gets 3rd, Burton 4th, top 5 goes to Casey Mears, there's Atwood in 7th, 6th goes to Travis Kvapil. The winner of that second pack goes to Dale Jarrett. Mayfield gets a top 10. Johnson gets a top 10. There's Elliott Stewart, Robbie Gordon. Kenny Wallace gets 14th. 15th goes to Edwards. Waltrip gets 16th in his most likely final start. There's Sprague Jr. gets top 20. So does Ward Burton. There's Sadler. There's Ricky Rudd after he had to pit. See where your favorite driver finished in all this. But congratulations, Ryan Newman, for winning back-to-back Daytona 500 champions, back-to-back Daytona 500 races. Had to wait till Monday to do it, but he got it done in the 12 Penske Racing Dodge. Little congrats bump to the 39. Race just took just over an hour. Here's your official results. Again, see where your favorite driver finished. There were 35 cars that ended up finishing the race, 25 on the lead lap. Alrighty, welcome back. I just got a little background thing going on here. It is the back end of Ryan Newman, the last couple laps. Can't really see much, but I just figured the background, whatever. But, yeah, so Ryan Newman will be your points leader, led 3 laps that race. John Andretti didn't lead any laps. Jason Leffler led 6 laps. Jeff Burton led the most laps, so he is actually tied for 2nd in the points. Casey Mears sitting up there for 4th. Remember, it's shown in 5th, but Leffler, yeah, we down in the Busch Series. He will be racing a couple times in the Cup, especially with Labonte injured. But, yeah, so we got Kenseth down there, 24th. He's going to be a championship contender. Johnson sitting 9th. He's going to be really, really, really quick. And Mark Martin, slow start to the season. Rookie Coy Gibbs back there. We'll have to see how he can work his way forward. But, yeah, that's Daytona 500 for you. Next week, we'll be at the Rockingham. Actually, Rockingham losing one of its dates. We'll be losing the fall date. So this will be the one time we'll be in Rockingham all season. The Cup Series, the Busch Series, the Truck Series, and the Late Model Series. ARCA will be off for a few weeks. I believe they'll be back at Bristol a few weeks down the road. But, yeah, once again, congratulations to Ryan Newman and Team Penske on their second back-to-back Daytona 500 win. super impressive to do it once. Able to do it back to back is something really special. Actually, see, I just posted the Duel 1 and Duel 2, so that's already got a few views. That's crazy. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't express how cool this is that people are out there, watching these videos. Just kind of doing this as like a little archive thing. Just, doing this for fun. I hope anybody out there is having a little, someone out there is, even half as much enjoyment as I'm getting out of this. That's the goal. I'm just trying to share this passion project I got with somebody, and if anybody out there is enjoying this, just, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, well, thank you guys for watching the 2005 Daytona 500. We will see you at the Rockingham. You guys have a great day.